Welcome to the Nightly 5 podcast with Ben O'Shea.
The man said if you didn't leave, we'd bury you here. And you didn't leave. We keep our word in this valley.
Fine, we'll leave.
No, it's too late for that.
I said we'll leave.
I don't want you to leave. I want you to dig.
Kevin Costner, how good is that? Yellowstone is one of the most popular shows on TV, winning a ton of awards. So why is its legendary star Kevin Costner in a very public war of words with the show's creator? Here to help us answer that is our guru of the screen, culture editor Wenley Ma. Okay, Wenley, before we get into this, give us a brief description of what Yellowstone actually is for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Yellowstone is this very soapy primetime drama about the Dutton family who own a massive, massive ranch. And it's really about, I guess, will do anything to keep any threats to their holdings at bay. Like, it's very dynasty. It's quite Dallasy. I've seen it compared to Succession. I personally don't agree with that because I think it's not as complex as some of those other shows, but it's got great production values. It's got a starry cast, and it's hugely popular.
It is hugely popular. So what is the deal with this beef between Kevin Costner and the show's creator and writer, Taylor Sheridan?
Yeah, I mean, what you've essentially got is two men who are both really powerful, who are both really quite used to getting their own way, not being able to sort of come to terms on what is actually a scheduling issue. So Kevin Costner has been on the show for 4 seasons, and then all of a sudden there's been this huge delay to the 5th season, and you started to get these reports about 18 months ago that there's all this behind-the-scenes drama, that Kevin Costner was being difficult, he wasn't giving them the time they needed to film. A lot of these came from unnamed sources that were close to Taylor Sheridan's camp or from the studio, which is Paramount, saying that, he only gave them a week, which is not enough to sort of do justice to that character. And so we've been hearing this conversation, this narrative for a while, and Kevin Costner has piped up every now and then, but not saying much. Last year he threatened to maybe sue them for contract breaches, but this week he's given this explosive interview where he says that basically everyone else is lying, and what's really happened, he claims, is that the scripts are not being done, that there are no scripts ready to go when they said they would be ready to go. He's carved out time to shoot this thing, and then the time comes around and there's nothing to actually shoot. And what's complicating it is that Kevin Costner has for years been working on this really big, ambitious Western movie, actually a 4-part movie. Is it even a movie when it's 4 parts? I think that's another question, called Horizon, and he's been very keen to sort of get that going. So what he said is, I put aside all this time for Yellowstone, and then we can't do it, and I have to keep pushing my movie back. And enough was enough, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to go off and make my movie because you told me to show up at this time, and there is nothing ready to go.
Yeah, it's so fascinating to follow the drama around this drama. And I don't know about you, but don't you think that, the fact that Kevin Costner has even got this huge movie project is in no small part because his career has been revitalised by Yellowstone?
I totally agree with that. And especially Horizon being a Western, being kind of this Cowboys thing, is very much, I think, financed because people want to see him continue to play that kind of archetype. Now, Kevin Costner has actually put up a lot of his own money into the project, and it is his baby. I mean, he'd won an Oscar directing Dances with the Wolves almost 30 years ago, so there's no doubt he knows how to work his way behind a camera. But I think it does get lost in his argument that he might not be making Horizon if it wasn't for Yellowstone in the first place. And Horizon is now actually due to premiere next week at the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, it's going to be so interesting to see how that goes. Where do you think all this Yellowstone stuff goes next?
They've already confirmed that the upcoming episodes, which is the second half of season 5, will be the finale to Yellowstone. It doesn't look like Kevin Costner will be in it. It doesn't seem like he's going to be filming anything for it, has filmed anything for it. And then, of course, after that, they are in development on a sequel series. So they are negotiating with the other actors who are on Yellowstone, like Kelly Riley, Wes Bentley, Cole Hauser, to reprise those roles potentially. And they've been circling Matthew McConaughey for a lead role, but nothing's been signed.
Yeah, very interesting. It looks like Kevin Costner is riding into the sunset and Taylor Sheridan is saying, don't let the door hit your horse on the way out. Culture editor from The Nightly, Wenley Ma, always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.